In 1950, the United States beat England at the World Cup. Not a scrimmage, not an exhibition, the actual World Cup. England, the birthplace of soccer, stacked with professionals, lost 1-0 to a team of part-timers. The American goalkeeper literally drove a hearse for our funeral home, and the guy who scored the winning goal was a local dishwasher, and is still considered one of the biggest upsets in the history of the sport. And almost nobody in America remembers it happened. So here's a real question. How does a country pull off one of the greatest wins in soccer history, and the sport still doesn't stick? That's what we're actually digging into today. Everywhere else on Earth, soccer isn't just popular, it's the default. So kids play in the street in Brazil, in Nigeria, in Italy, in Vietnam. It's the first sport, the only sport, the sport that shuts down the entire countries when their national team plays. In America, it's a sport parents sign their 5-year-old up for, and then it kind of disappears. Somewhere between the orange slices at halftime in high school, it gets replaced by football, basketball, and baseball. And the easy explanation is, Americans just don't like it. But that's lazy, and it's wrong. The country had its moments, real moments, where soccer looked like it was about to take over and just kept on getting derailed. Let's talk about why. Soccer actually showed up in America early, like really early. By the 1920s, there was a fully professional league, the American Soccer League, mostly built around industrial towns in the Northeast, full of immigrant communities from England, Scotland, and Italy who'd grown up on the game. For a few years, it worked. Crowds showed up, money came in, there was even a shot at building something national. Then two things happened, back to back. First, the league got into a turf war with the sport's own federation, basically fighting over control instead of building the game. Then the Depression hit, and the money just evaporated. By the mid-1930s, the whole thing had collapsed. Meanwhile, baseball wasn't just surviving the Depression, it was becoming the national pastime, literally. Boxing was massive, college football was turning into a genuine cultural event. Soccer didn't have 30 years to find its footing, it had about 10. And it lost room to the sports that were already speaking directly to what America wanted from entertainment at the time. Stars, drama, radio-friendly moments. That 50 upset over England, it happened in this gap. A flash of brilliance with no infrastructure behind it, no TV deal, no league to build on. Became a footnote instead of a spark. Fast forward to 1975, a 34-year-old Brazilian named Pelé, arguably the greatest player who's ever lived, signs with a team called the New York Cosmos. And suddenly, soccer is cool in America. Cosmos games are selling out giant stadium. Mick Jagger and Robert Redford are showing up sideline. The league Pelé played in, the NASL, is expanding, signing international stars, getting real TV coverage. For a hot minute in the late 70s, generally looked like soccer had cracked it. Here's the problem. The whole thing was built on star power, not structure. Teams were spending money they didn't have to chase big names. There were no real development system feeding American talent up through the ranks. It was the league of imported fireworks with nothing underneath holding it together. Pelé retired in 1977. The other stars aged or left out. And without the shine, there was nothing left to watch. By 1984, the NASL was dead. Completely folded. It's honestly one of the most so-close stories in American sports history. The country got a glimpse of soccer, what it could look like at the highest level, and then watched it disappear almost as fast as it arrived. So how do you get a country to try again after that? You give them no choice. In 1988, FIFA awarded the United States with the 1994 World Cup on one condition. The US had to build a professional soccer league, not a star-chasing spectacle. An actual domestic structure. That's literally how Major League Soccer was born. Not organically, as a contractual obligation. MLS kicked off in 1996, and for its first decade or so, let's be honest, it was rough. Small crowds, football stadiums with soccer lines awkwardly painted on top, a salary structure so tight it could barely keep talent to the country. But this time, something was different. It didn't rely on one aging superstar to carry it. It grew slowly, unglamorously, building academies, developing young American players, expanding city by city. Youth participation numbers climbed, immigration kept feeding soccer culture into more and more American cities. Streaming and cable started actually showing European leagues, so fans could follow the best soccer on earth from their couch. And now here we are, the World Cup happening right now, the US co-hosting 2026, MLS pulling in global stars again, but this time with an actual league underneath them, not just a name. So does soccer fail in America? No. That's the wrong frame entirely. Soccer didn't fail. It just never got a clean run, got interrupted by a depression, and then propped up by fireworks and no foundation, and only had one real uninterrupted stretch to grow the right way, and that stretch is happening right now. Every other soccer nation on Earth got 100 years head start. America's actually still early in the story, which means the most interesting chapter, the one where it finally sticks, might be the one we're living through right now. If you want more stories like this, the moments in sports history everyone forgot but shouldn't have, hit subscribe. This is only the beginning.